You are listening to the Knightline Sports Network, brought to you by Travis Dever and the Dever team, 386-690-1636.
Welcome to Knightline at Night on WDBO 107.3 FM and AM 580. Night Nation's only call-in show goes live now.
All right, hello Night Nation, this is Andrew Phegley, and we are live from the Dever Team Studios, brought to you by Chad Barr Law, raising the bar on what to expect from your personal injury attorney. Give Chad a call, 407-599-9036 for a free consultation, or visit chadbarlaw.com. And you can also call Travis Dever for all your New Smyrna Beach real estate needs, 386-690-1636. We are a call-in show, so we're taking your calls, 844-580-9326, 844-580-WDBO, or you can use the open mic feature on the WDBO app. Like I said, I am Andrew Phegley, and I am AP_Knightline on Twitter. Got Big Ben Stout with me, our own 7-footer, and he is at Big Social 32 on Twitter. You also got Roger Phipps at Night Bengal, and he's from the Santa Rosa Beach Studios in beautiful Santa Rosa Beach, Florida. You can find all
not 7'1".
Yeah, you can find all the rest of our stuff on www.nightlinesports.com. We are here to talk about UCF, obviously. Nightline. Makes a lot of sense. Anyway.
Aptly named.
Yeah, UCF wins over Tulane 51-34 this last Saturday, which was good. Good way to get back from 2 consecutive losses. I'm happy. I don't maybe sound happy. I'm in a mood tonight, but I'm happy.
Yeah, I'm definitely happy with the game. I mean, 27 unanswered points or 27 straight points in the second quarter. We really just exploded in that quarter. And also a really good, clean game. We only had 4 penalties for 20 yards total. Seemed to clean up a lot of mistakes over the last 3-4 games. So it was a good team win for Heupel and crew.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, one of the big things that I would say that were takeaways for me was just, one, obviously the offense is cooking the way we were doing it. The offensive line was cooking, and, defensively, we held them to 340 yards. That was our lowest point of the season. So super excited about that, and just seeing some variety in play calling using fullbacks in the middle of the field. So all around, I was very happy with the game.
Absolutely. A good offensive performance, obviously. 422 yards from Dylan Gabriel, 26 of 40, 5 touchdowns, got sacked twice. Greg McCrae, 25 rushes for 163 yards and a touchdown, averaging 6.5 a carry, which I have been clamoring for. Run Greg McCrae, run Greg McCrae, run Greg McCrae. And they did it. I would like to see that number at 30, honestly.
I actually think that was like about 8 rushes more than his career, or maybe it was 6 rushes more than his career high in a game, which is rather interesting. Yeah,
okay, I
read that
stat
somewhere earlier this week. Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay, Otis Anderson also ran, got a little bit hurt. He was banged up, 11 carries for 46 yards. Bentavious Thompson, 10 carries for 42. And then Dylan Gabriel, again, 12 carries, 12 scrambles or 12 designed quarterback runs for 46 yards. Bentavious Thompson also scored a touchdown. Then we get to our wide receiver extraordinaire, I will call him, Marlon Williams. 9 catches for 174 yards and 3 touchdowns. I believe this is the second game in a row, if not more, that he's had 170 yards or more.
Yeah,
which is
last week was like over 100. I think it was 196. So yeah.
And I'll correct the guys before us. They were talking about UCF and Dylan Gabriel, and they didn't mention Marlon Williams, I don't think, but Marlon Williams is the number 1 wide receiver in the nation at this point in multiple categories, and quite a bit ahead of everyone else. And Dylan Gabriel is the number 1 quarterback in college football in a number of categories as well, especially yards and touchdowns. Those are the two big ones for both of these guys. Marlon Williams also has the record right now for most receiving yards per game, most receiving yards, and I believe touchdowns as well. I'll have to look at that.
He's got receptions and receiving yards per game. Yeah, those are his two. He's top 5, top 10 in receiving touchdowns. So he's up there.
Okay, yeah.
All three of those plays for his touchdowns this week were special on the part of Dylan Gabriel and Marlon Williams. They just great plays.
Yeah, he's tied for 5th actually for touchdowns. Yeah. So 5 guys are tied at 6th. The leader in that is the guy from North Texas, Jalen Darden, I think is his name, and he has 10 on the year. So that's a lot for him. He must be the only guy on that team that can catch. Maybe. I don't know. They only throw it to him or something. Roger, what kind of tidbits do you have for us? I know you have some kind of sometimes useless tidbit.
Well, they're all useless, but I share them anyway. So how about that? No, but I think you hit the highlights. I mean, one of the big things that we need to recognize is one, we have one of the most prolific offenses in college football history.
But
we're not just.
But wait, the fans say that they have only got 4 plays. Wait, hold on. The fans say that it's boring. The fans say that, I mean, all kinds of things. But why can't we have Coach Frost back?
Yeah.
You know, it was so exciting.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
This offense is doing more than that offense did. People don't understand that say stuff like that. If you're one of those people that say stuff like that, call us, 844-580-WDBO, 844-580-9326, and explain to me how this is not as good as what was happening then, except obviously the win column. We've had some setbacks, but please explain to me how we have the number 1 quarterback and the number 1 wide receiver in the nation at this point, but the offense is boring and only has 4 plays.
Well, we also have the number 1 average yards per game at 646.8.
Oh, but it's so boring.
That is absurd, that stat. 640 yards a game. Oh. That is crazy. That is crazy. Well, I mean, it's so prolific that Tulane started kicking onside kicks in the 3rd quarter. And they weren't down by a ton at that point, but they just couldn't afford to give the ball back to our offense. Like, that is something that is just crazy to see.
I forgot to mention that Chase is in the studio as well. And Chase is good at this kind of stuff, and he follows the Knights because he is a Knight as well. Chase, you texted me something. Throw that one in there real quick, what you just texted me.
I'm used to being forgotten. No, so Marlon Williams, in his 5 games, in 4 of them, he's had over 130 yards. And in all of his games, he's had at least 9 receptions. And in the one game that he doesn't have 130 yards, he has 98 yards. So he's pretty much been the guy, and he's been the offense, and it's been astonishing to see his his meteoric rise, essentially, because he started out 10 for 154, and he's just been consistent ever since.
Yeah. Well, we all knew that have been watching him for years out there that he could be this. We just never knew completely if he could be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We saw flashes, and we saw him in the slot a lot and like different places, not featured as the number 1 receiver. That makes a huge difference.
Right. And what would have happened if Trey Nixon didn't go down? I don't know, but I did predict before the season that he would lead our team in receptions.
Really? I don't remember that.
I didn't think he would lead the country in receptions. So he's just a meteoric rise. It's incredible.
Absolutely. All right. Here's what Josh Heupel had to say on Marlon Williams.
I think one of the things about Marlon that you appreciate is just his versatility. He played inside, he's played outside. We've used him off the edge in some blocking situations and in short yardage. Seen him in the backfield at times as well. His ability to play different spots is one of his key attributes. He plays extremely strong with the football in his hands, knows how to use his body, shield defenders, and has really natural hands. Those are all things that are attributes that he's had. I just think, he's grown so much, and that's true of your young players in your program. We were talking about it today just as a football team. There's a process and an investment that you have to make to continue to improve every single day. And it doesn't just happen because you want it to happen. You got to put in the time and effort, and that's one of the things that Marlon has done. And he stayed the course and having had a huge week last week, but having a good season as well.
All right, so high praise from Josh Heupel. You will not get him to gush on a lot of players like that, but he was gushing on that one.
Yeah, he's a real deal.
Yeah. I'm so proud of Marlon Williams. I mean, I think that he is making his case for the next level this season completely. He may be a little undersized, a little bit. I mean, he's a big guy, but he's kind of short, but he's
in
thick.
6 foot range. Yeah,
he's thick. So but man, does that guy play? I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
150.6 yards per game.
That's just crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. Video
game numbers.
It is video game numbers. Absolutely. I had I went off of it. I think I had some stats pulled up here that I was going to talk about as far as those national rankings. Receiving yards 753 in 5 games. So that tells you. It's crazy. All right, so our Knights are back on track. That's what we wanted. Did the defense look a little bit better this week? We got a little bit of pressure. We got to the quarterback a couple times, especially when the quarterback took off running.
Yeah.
We contained the quarterback a little bit better, which makes me very happy.
We forced a lot of punts this week, which is good to see them getting stops when they needed it. And we won the time of possession, which is also important. I mean, that's a reflection of the defense playing good, sound, solid defense, not relying on turnovers, doing it the way Randy Shannon wants it done. And you got to give them credit. They played well this week.
Okay. Did we win the... Oh, we did win the time of possession. Wow. I hadn't looked at that because normally, 34 minutes to 25. That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot of credit to the defense, but also Greg McCray in that running game. I mean, I agree with you. He needs to be our lead back, and he really
Nothing
stepped
against
up.
Otis Anderson.
Absolutely.
I mean, Otis Anderson does wonderful things in the things that he does things wonderfully, if that makes any sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He doesn't run up the middle wonderfully. Like Greg McCray on the very first play of the game ran right up the middle, and if you go back and watch that play, he takes his time. He pushes on a couple people's back along the line. He had to figure that whole mess out.
His vision as a running back is
Unbelievable.
very impressive.
And he is patient. I love to see this guy run. Remember, this is the last running back that ran for over 1,000 yards for the Knights in his sophomore season.
That's right.
So he was hurt all last year pretty much. I don't think he played very much at all, maybe in the very beginning. But, man, this guy, I love to see this guy run.
Me too.
I think
excited.
he is by far our best running back as a pure running back. So very, very happy to see him. And I have been clamoring for I don't know how long for him to get, over 20 carries. Because once he gets going, he does even better, I think. They've always said if you've paid attention to the way that running backs work, you get them over at least 20, sometimes even up to 30, and that's when they're really, in tune with what's going on and can really get that vision. All right, hey, we need to take a break, so we will be right back, and we'll talk a lot more about the Knights and their win over Tulane on Knightline at Night.
An auto accident can change your life forever. At Chad Barr Law, we are raising the bar on what to expect from your personal injury attorney. Hi, I'm Chad Barr, and I want you to know that our entire team is dedicated to providing you with the representation you deserve in your greatest time of need. If you or a loved one have been injured in an auto accident, call 407-599-9036 for a free consultation or visit chadbarlaw.com. At Chad Barr Law, our clients come to us in need and leave as family. Offices, Altamont Springs.
Hey, this is Travis Dever, Kai's Real Estate, the Dever team, New Smyrna Beach. Your source for real estate and everything else, New Smyrna Beach. Proud sponsor of Knightline. Call me anytime at 386-690-1636. That's 386-690-1636. Let me show you my hometown, New Smyrna Beach, UCF's favorite beach. Go Knights and charge on.
And now, back to Knightline at Night on WDBO 107.3 FM and AM 580. Call now at 844-580-9326.
All right, back on Knightline at Night. I am Andrew Phegley, and we are live from the Dever Team Studios, brought to you by Chad Bar Law, raising the bar on what to expect from your personal injury attorney. Give Chad a call, 407-599-9036 for a free consultation, or visit chadbarlaw.com. He will take care of you. He is a heck of a guy. Also call Travis Dever for all your New Smyrna Beach real estate needs, 386-690-1636. He has all kinds of properties that he would love to show you in New Smyrna Beach, the most beautiful beach in the state of Florida, personally. My favorite beach town by far. Sorry for the rest of y'all, but New Smyrna Beach has it.
I love New Smyrna Beach. Yeah.
You can call us 844-580-WDBO, 844-580-9326, or you can use the open mic feature on the WDBO app, which is really, really cool. And you can send us a message and tell us how we're wrong or whatever. So it's all good, though. Got Big Ben Stout here with me, Roger Phipps. Again, I'm Andrew Phegley, and we're talking Knights football. Football is what we talk about. Again, a big win for the Knights this last week. First win in 3 games, I guess it would be. This two losses before this one, 51-34. Roger, did you keep track by chance of our predictions last week?
As far as who would win or the numbers, what the scores would be.
Yeah.
I did not.
I think I was really close.
We all three of us were very close together,
close.
and I think that you were probably the closest, because I think you were about 50-32.
I said something like that.
Yeah. Mine was looking like right on the money, because I think I said 52-28, and
somebody
then they scored that last
keep
touchdown.
track, Roger. Roger, somebody should keep track of our predictions for this week.
Oh, geez.
Mr. Secretary.
Then we actually have to live up to them, though, if we're wrong. But all three of us were really on it this week.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I had 48. I think I had 48-32 or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess we have a caller, which is
right.
not normal on this show. So,
in Night Nation's only call-in radio show.
Amber from Apopka is on the line. Amber, how are you doing tonight?
Great. How are you?
Good. Thank you very much for calling. Really appreciate it. What's on your mind?
I want to know your projections. I don't care about everyone else's. You're the Knightline advocate and hero. I want to know what you think's going to happen this weekend. Okay. Well,
on the Houston game, I think UCF is obviously going to win this game. The matchup predictor on the ESPN.com has it 68-31 for UCF. The spread is it's minus 2.5 for UCF, a 2.5-point favorite. So I think UCF is going to win. I was going to say they're going to score 50 again. I'm going to say it's going to be a little bit more of a spread, though. I'm going to say 54-17. I think our defense is going to show up.
Wow.
This time.
All right, well, I'm going to hold you to it.
All righty. Thank you for calling. Really appreciate it. All righty. Well, cool.
So you know, Andrew, I have that down as 54-17.
Yeah, whatever.
He was put on the spot with that one.
I was, but that's fine. Yeah, that's the 54-17.
Yeah.
Somehow
you own it now. It's been on the radio waves.
Well, obviously, this is a radio show.
Well, that's for sure.
Okay. Yeah. So, I feel like our defense, it's just time for the defense. That I think they have just a little bit of good feelings from that game the last time. A little bit of, So I just think that they're going to do a lot better. I think they're going to go in and make sure Houston gets held.
Yeah, I mean they cleaned up a lot of things from that 50-point game that they gave up against Memphis, and they certainly were better on their assignments as far as I could see, and forcing a lot of 3-and-outs and et cetera. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back on Knightline at Night.
I'm Jeff Allen. Join me each and every week on the Knightline Sports Network for the AAC Report. We bring you in-depth coverage of each school in football, basketball, baseball, softball, soccer, golf, tennis, and more, as well as bring you insider interviews and focus in on the biggest games and news of the week. That's all right here each week on the AAC Report, only on the Knightline Sports Network.
Welcome. This is a promo for the Take a Left at Albuquerque podcast, new to the Knightline Sports Network. You should listen to it. I say things like this. We need to stop blaming Jerry because we would do the exact same thing if we owned the Dallas freaking Cowboys. Do you know how much fun it is to own the Dallas Cowboys? My guests will say things sometimes like this.
It's the Lord of the Flies thing that happens when they don't understand that things are wrong, spoiler alert, until Piggy dies.
Lord of the Flies has been out for like 100 years. I don't even know.
Sorry to everyone at home who I spoiled the book for. A book's been out for like 90 years or something.
And sometimes, rarely though, I'll say really stupid things like this. If they don't make it out of the West and the Raptors get to the finals, I will go on either this show or whoever's show and say that Kawhi Leonard is overrated because I have too much evidence of it. New episodes drop every Friday with me and some of my good friends right here on the Knightline Sports Network.
And now, back to Knightline at Night on WDBO 107.3 FM and AM 580. Call now at 844-580-9326.
All right, back on Knightline at Night. I'm Andrew Phegley. We're live from the Dever Team Studios, brought to you by Chad Barr Law, raising the bar on what to expect from your personal injury attorney. Give Chad a call, 407-599-9036 for a free consultation, or visit chadbarlaw.com. Or you can also call, you can also call Travis Dever for all your new Smyrna Beach real estate needs, 386-690-1636, or you can call us. You can call us at 844-580-9326, 844-580-9326 to talk to us about the UCF Knights, because that's what we talk about on this show. And we're gonna preview this Houston game. Amber, the caller, I should say, for this show so far, but the last one as well. I am correct. I'm correct.
You're correct on both accounts.
Oh, we're having fun tonight. Anyway.
Call us, guys. We're having fun. Have fun with us.
We're just laughing and having a good time. Oh, boy. Anyway, so we're previewing the game. She asked for my score prediction. I gave it. I said 54-17. I'm feeling very generous with our defense. I hope that they can do that. If any of our defensive players are listening, come on, guys, I need you. Man, if we can just have a little bit better of a game than we had last week with the defense, they definitely gained some ground. But Roger, you were saying that in the break we were talking a little bit, and you were saying that Houston's defense is pretty stout too.
Yeah, it is. So I'll talk a little bit about the Cougars to start with. They've got 14 turnovers already this season, despite playing less games than we do. And ours, we have 13 turnovers. So they're definitely living or dying by that. Their third down percentage on average is 26.9% for opposing offenses. However, their points allowed was 34 versus our 33. So our third down percentage was 43.8 that we're allowing. Theirs was 26.9. So they're clearly living and dying by the turnover. Conversely, their offense is a lot more anemic. They're only converting on 34% versus 47% of their of third downs. And they've already got 5 turnovers despite having less games. So when you're looking at this holistically, the big takeaway for me is their defense is pretty good. They're going to live and die by the turnover. Their offense, however, is not up to snuff. So if they're turning the ball over and we're getting turnovers and that defense comes to play, I think we should have us a good game. I'm not sure I could do 54-17, but I do feel like that puts us in a strong position.
Well, I'm just, I'm wishing. I'm wishing away. I'm being
trying to speak it into existence.
I am being the homer that I am, and I am trying to wish it. I'm trying to will it. That's the correct word. I'm having trouble coming up with words tonight, which is, whatever. Ben, what do you think on this situation? As far as the offense goes, our offense is prolific compared to theirs. Their quarterback, Clayton Tune, 65 for 98 on the season, 945 yards, only 7 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Only 7 touchdowns compared to Dylan Gabriel's 19.
Yeah,
I think there's a difference. They are behind a game or two, though, I believe.
Right, they've
played 3.
Yeah, 3 games. They're 2-1. So, it's not going to be an easy matchup on the road at Houston. I don't know what percentage of their stadium will have fans in it, but I'm sure there'll be some fans there. Regardless, we haven't played great on the road this year, and we know that. But I expect Dylan Gabriel to keep rolling. He's had something like over 175 passes without interception. I'm going to knock on wood as I say that. I mean, he's been taking care of the ball, but also making spectacular plays. I expect our offense to continue to roll, but they do seem to be opportunistic, and so hopefully we can contain that.
Okay, yeah. Well, I think we have more wins on the road than we do at home. So technically, we're playing pretty good on the road.
Okay,
this year,
yeah, that's
right?
fair. I guess that's
because
fair.
we won at Georgia Tech, and we won at ECU.
Right.
Right. Where else have we played? We played Memphis, which we didn't do well at Memphis.
Right.
But we didn't do too well at home against, who was it? Tulsa.
Tulsa, yeah. Tulsa was
the week before. So, anyway, we have one more win on the road than we do at home. So
this is probably the second toughest opponent after Memphis that we play on the road, I guess. Of the 6 games now.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. 2.5 point favorite. That I don't like it when it's that close. Although when we've been favored by 20 or whatever, sometimes we stumble. Sometimes we don't do as well when we have a big spread.
Last 2 years against Tulsa, I think we were favored by close to 20 points, if not over 20 points, and lost both of those, obviously. So, I mean, it's against the spread, we haven't really been the greatest, but is it just me, though? Clayton Tune, their quarterback, I mean, he's a junior. It seems like he's been there forever, just like Brady White's been there forever at Memphis as well. Like, I feel like we've been talking about that guy for way more than 3 years, but he's not. He doesn't have eye-popping stats.
18, 19, and 20 are his. In 2019, he had 1,500 yards, 11 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. The year before that, he only had 795 yards, 8 touchdowns, 2 interceptions in 2018. So this year so far, 7 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. So
did they sit him as part of that redshirting fiasco that they had going on last year? Or did he play the whole season?
No, he was the one that played.
Yeah, he played besides Derek King.
Because King stopped playing after their second or third game.
That's right.
I mean, when Holgorsen was at West Virginia, I mean, they really threw the ball around, and I don't know if it's just because he doesn't believe in Tune's ability to do that, but they just don't seem to be slinging it around the yard like they used to do when he was at West Virginia.
Yeah.
Well, they're averaging 314.5 yards through the air per game through 3 games.
Yeah, that's right. I guess when I look at over 300 yards, that's usually a good stat. I guess we're getting a little bit spoiled, with the amount of yards that Dylan is putting up per game through the air. It's just when we start to look at over 300 yards as not that much, in a game, it's quite interesting.
Well, yeah, that's what we get though. Mo Bakar, I know, is a very good running back as well that they have. So. Not sure where he's at this year. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that this is right.
Here's the good news about that, though. Last game, we had 11 tackles for a loss, 5 sacks, and 15 plays where the opposing team got 0 or less yards. Now, remember, Tulane's big calling card was also running. So if they play like they did last game, where the linebackers are playing in position for the most part, and we're getting pressure, then I think we're going to be in good shape against the run.
Yeah, Kyle Porter is actually their leading running back. I just have heard Mo Bakar so much more. Just the name recognition. So it kind of has a different name too. So Kyle Porter, 52 attempts for 203 yards and 2 touchdowns, averaging 3.9. So I mean,
Yeah, I guess individually, it's a lot of committee work going on, I guess, there. Just like us, even though Greg McCrae's stats at this point, because of his game this past week, they're starting to catch up there.
Yeah. So they haven't played very many games, so we will definitely get that. Here is what Josh Heupel had to say on Houston.
Really good football team. Lost a tough one against a BYU team that's ranked in the top 15. I think they're extremely athletic at the skill spots, offensively and defensively. Their quarterback's playing at a really high level. They're throwing and catching it and moving the ball up and down the field. On the defensive side of the ball, doing a great job against the run. Less than 3 yards carry, I think, right now. So it's a huge test for us as an entire football team. We got to be at our best in all 3 phases of the game. We got to correct some of the things on special teams that we gave up last week. We're fully capable of doing those things. We got to be great in our preparation, win the preparation battle, and then go play extremely hard against a really good football team.
All right. Did you guys get to watch any of the other AAC games this weekend?
I didn't, not myself.
Well, if you didn't, here is Jeff Allen, our good friend, with the AAC scoreboard, and he can tell you a lot more about that.
All right.
I'm Jeff Allen. Elsewhere around the American, Desmond Ritter ran for 179 yards and 3 touchdowns and threw for 126 in a score. To help number 9 Cincinnati beat number 16 SMU in resounding fashion, 42-13 on a Saturday night showdown of unbeaten teams. Clayton Toon threw for 316 yards and 3 touchdowns, and Houston beat Navy 37-21. Brady White threw for 4 more touchdown passes, and Memphis's defense forced 4 turnovers, allowing the Tigers to pull away for a 41-29 win against Temple. Generic Prince rushed for 109 yards and 2 touchdowns. Corey Taylor II added 67 yards, rushing and 2 scores as Tulsa beat South Florida 42-13. Cincinnati, Houston, and Tulsa sit atop the conference in a 3-way tie with 2-0 records. We'll recap all the action and preview this week's Spotlight game, Memphis at Cincinnati, on this week's AAC Report only on the Knightline Sports Network.
All right, that is Jeff Allen. Thank you very much, Jeff, for that. He does a great job. You can listen to him on the Knightline Sports Network, wherever you find podcasts, or at knightlinesports.com. He does that show every week, and he talks about all of the AAC, which is really cool. Gets all the information out to us.
Yeah, he does a great job.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Roger, what else do you want to talk about Houston? Roger? Okay, I don't know if Roger's there. Roger's sleeping, I guess.
I am. I'm snoring.
Okay. Roger,
There we are.
Did you want to talk about something else as far as
Houston is concerned?
Yes.
Yeah. So I was taking a look at scores because they have played those 3 games. We do have a like opponent in Tulane. They beat them 49-31, so very close to our score. BYU, they only scored 26 against BYU, and against Navy, they scored 37. So it seems like their numbers are going down a little bit, but I found it interesting that they played Tulane as well, and that they had a similar score to ours. Now, that being said, our offense, I feel like, is almost like a different offense the last 2 games than what we played previously, because we're using the middle of the field. You saw Dylan run a little bit more. You mentioned that earlier in the stats. And we've got a new formation that we're using to break open the middle of the field or between the tackles with essentially what has now become a fullback. So you see a little variation in that. That's opened up the running game. We're back to averaging almost 200 yards per game at 197 versus Houston's 143. So if you stack all those things up, I feel like we're going to be in a good position because we found some things that when our offensive line has done well against those 3 down linemen, it's given time for Dylan to be able to pick that apart, which is the piece that we were missing against Tulsa.
And you saw the tight end a little bit more involved this week, which we've all been clamoring for. We saw
Hescock get a touchdown,
yeah. What's his first name? Jake Hescock. Yeah, we saw him a little bit. So,
and he lost a hand at the press conference.
Yeah, well, most people I don't think saw that. But anyway, I'll have to tell the story now. He came out with a fake hand for his press conference that he was, and it fell off, and then he was like, "Oh, it's a Halloween game. We haven't played a Halloween game in a while. I don't think.
Can't remember the last time.
I have been waiting for a Halloween game at home, and we just haven't had one for a long time.
Well, it hasn't fallen on a Saturday.
Yeah, no, I want to dress up and go to a football game. There's
fun.
Nothing better than a Halloween football game when you can.
Now
dress
the rumor
up
is we may have another space game uniform for this week.
Really?
A lot of tradition in the space program for both universities.
Oh,
so.
They may have a space uniform, or we may have.
They're going to have
one.
all black. They're going to have a new all black uniform for us, and we may be trotting out a variation of the space uniform that we just wore against Tulane.
I wasn't a fan of it this year. I was not a fan of the space uniform.
I got to say, I liked it, because I liked it was a little more restrained than years past. Like it was, I did like the reflective on the helmet. I thought that was really cool. And then you kind of need the explanation that they did online on Twitter, like, about what the little nuances of the.
I mean, I love that they do it, but
uniform.
This year was, to me, a little bit disappointing.
Yeah, I mean, last year is hard to
Those
top with
helmets,
the moon and all that stuff. That was awesome.
The helmets, the dark side and the light side of the moon was absolutely awesome. So, all right, I think we're going to take a little bit of a break here, and we will be right back on Knightline at Night. We'll talk more about UCF Houston, and we might hear a little bit more from the coach and Dylan Gabriel, quarterback. Hey, Jeep Wrangler owners, have you ever sat in your office at work and watched the rain just pour into your Jeep because the weatherman said that there was a 0 chance of rain? Or you put your doors back on because there was a 100% chance and then not a drop of rain fell? Well, there's a company out there that can help take the worry away and give you the peace of mind to be without your doors. The company's called Life Without Doors. They make waterproof rain curtains and dash covers for Wranglers. Life Without Doors is there to help make the decision to leave the doors at home an easy one. Find out more at lifewithoutdoors.com.
Spice up your company with homemade marketing services from Tasty Gravy Creative. Tasty Gravy serves up a menu of budget-friendly marketing, graphic design, and public relations services customized to your specific goals. Co-owned by a UCF graduate, Tasty Gravy can help refresh your brand, strengthen your online presence, or reinforce your company's message. Contact Tasty Gravy for help with your website, social media, marketing, advertising materials, and more. Visit tastygravy.com.
And now, back to Knightline at Night on WDBO 107.3 FM and AM 580. Call now at 844-580-9326.
All right, back for one final segment tonight. This is Andrew Phegley. This is Knightline at Night. We're live from the Dever Team Studios, brought to you by Chad Bar Law, raising the bar on what to expect from your personal injury attorney. Give Chad a call, 407-599-9036 for a free consultation, or visit chadbarlaw.com. And you can call Travis Dever for all your new Smyrna Beach real estate needs, 386-690-1636. With me, Ben Stout and Roger Phipps. I already have made my prediction for the Houston UCF game, or UCF Houston game. You guys need to make yours now. I got mine in early because of our caller that we had a little while ago that jumped the gun completely, but that's okay. So, Ben, let's start with you since I'm looking at you. It's a little easier.
All right, that sounds good. So I'm going to preface this score prediction with, I hope I'm wrong. But I'm going to say that this is going to be a little bit closer. This is going to be close this week, and I'm a little worried about it. It's more of a gut feeling than a ton of research that I've done. I'm going to say...
That would mean it would be a hot take.
No, well, okay. Yeah, well, regardless. I'm going to say 42-31 36 UCF. I think it's just going to be a lot closer than we're comfortable with. I don't think we're going to just, blow the doors off. Again, hope I'm wrong, but that's my prediction that I'm going to put my name on, 42-36 Knights.
Okay, Roger, are you writing this stuff down?
Yes. You can't hear me typing away, but I'm feverishly burning up my keyboard as we speak. No. But yes, I am recording this for next week, so we can go. But when I'm looking at this, I actually was on the same thought process, very close with Ben. I was thinking 42-38. So I'm not sure if I want to pull the old prices right, but I'm going to go with 48-38, just so I'm not so close to Ben.
Okay. All right. 52-17. 52-17. Chase, I want to get your opinion on this.
The one thing that stands out to me is the fact that they put up 26 against number 14 BYU, which I guess was the Battle of the Cougars, which also sounds like it sounds like a fight at a Sex and the City convention, but regardless,
wow,
I think it's going to be a high scoring.
Where you're going with that yet?
I think it's going to be a very high scoring affair. I kept thinking 49-35.
Wow, okay.
So I'm technically Price is Right. The Price is Right.
So there's only one outlier.
But I'm going to say 35.
As always, I'm the outlier. Okay, well, I mean, we shall see. Thank you very much, Chase. Have your Boise State Broncos played a game yet?
Yes, they played against Utah State on Saturday, and they won, which is only matters to me and the two other Boise State fans in Orlando.
All right, well, good to see all these teams back, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to be back, you might as well be back. I mean, they were talking about coming back, and I don't know. I'm just glad that there's a little bit more normalcy going on with most of the teams, if not all the teams back.
Yeah, for the most part, we are back to normal.
Is the Pac-12 playing as well now yet?
A couple more weeks, maybe.
Oh, okay.
I mean, do we really miss them,
do you know
though?
that?
They're playing at Thanksgiving.
Okay, yes. Nobody. I mean, who cares about the Pac-12? I mean, they should just take the whole year off.
Yeah, I'm more upset about
take a red shirt year.
I'm more upset about the FCS not playing because I like to watch FCS football and I like to watch the other divisions as well. So I'll be happy when those are back. We are not on next week because of election coverage here on WDBO. We will see you in 2 weeks. Thank you for listening. Really appreciate it. Out.